There are some places on this earth that many of us, actually I'd say that most of us, will never actually be able to venture to. And Sharon Wood is one of those people that was actually able to go there and summit Mount Everest.
It's an honor to be invited here tonight to the Famous 5 Speakers Series. In 1986, I was a member of a small Canadian team to climb the highest mountain in the world, Mount Everest. We did so by a new and difficult route, and incidentally, I became the first North American woman to climb Mount Everest at that time. It was a privilege because it was a very noble group of men and one other woman. I'm very proud of the teamwork and the leadership.
What really amazed me is that this didn't occur until 1986. That doesn't seem that long ago, and yet here she was, the first North American woman to go there and to join a team that was of all men and do something that most of us would only ever dream about.
You know, people think that people climb mountains to just get to the top. Well, you get to the top and you only spend a few minutes there before you go back down, and before you know it, you're choosing another mountain to climb. It's the climbing there, it's the climbing up, it's all the experiences that you have on your way to the top where the real value is. And when you get to the top, it's pretty much over.
Since her ascent, she has worked as an inspirational speaker and has addressed over 1,000 audiences.
I was made in Ireland, and I was born in Nova Scotia and raised in Vancouver, British Columbia. And I was kind of a spunky little kid, but I was a bit odd. You know, I had a real attraction to adventure. I have been drawn to mountain climbing since I was a very young girl, and my father had a passion for the outdoors. I was lucky enough to have parents who took me outside. First mountain that I climbed was Mount Sky Pilot, and that was with my father when I was 12 years old, and that was the first time I ever had a rope tied around my waist. I had this attraction to the alpine, to the mountains from a very young age. I can't tell you why. I mean, you know, sometimes your parents will show you something and you don't really ever want to do it again. But for me, the smell of the alpine, the beauty of the alpine, it felt like home to me. When I found something that really engaged me or really interested me, I was unstoppable.
Sharon was also the first female to become a certified alpine guide with the Association of Canadian Mountain Guides.
Sometimes I don't think we can fully imagine what it is we're going to become or what we want, but we just have to listen to what pulls us. Well, there was no schools then. I mean, it's an incredibly accessible sport now, climbing, but it wasn't then. And so my best bet, or the only thing I could do, was go take an outward bound course. And I was underage, so I had to go with a bunch of women. What's most important is not so much what happens to us, but what we do with what happens to us. And it is our actions and our response that can make us the leaders that we can be in our own lives and in the lives of others.
She has 35 years of experience as an independent climbing guide and instructor, and has worked with worldwide organizations, including Outward Bound and the YMCA. They're one of our famous 5 women back in the 1920s, Louise McKinney. She once said that the purpose of a woman's life is the same as the purpose of a man's life, and that she may make that best possible contribution to the generation in which she lives. And I think it's really amazing the women that we bring to the Famous 5 Speaker Series, because they really do all live in a different generation, and they all bring such amazing amount of inspiration and leadership to the passions that they really live for.